When you attempt to make humorous video game reviews, you run the gamut of getting a selective audience. One that doesn't necessarily care about gameplay or production value, rather they just want to hear what crazy logic you use to come to your conclusion. This audience already owns the games, but if you disagree with their opinion, oh boy. Case in point, my Guitar Hero 3 review. I feel we need to spend a little bit of time on that. It seems that this is my most hated review. Gee, I can't imagine why.
I really don't care about Rock Band, but that's enough talk about a game that's not coming to a Nintendo console.
Whoops. Okay, that is a pretty big mistake considering that I'm playing Rock Band on the Wii right now. But before you start bitching at me, consider the situation. I did this review back in November, back when there was no indication that it was coming to the Wii. Oh, except for that rumor, and we all know how trustworthy rumors are. I'm still waiting for Burnout 3 on the GameCube.
It's a long story.
This is a valid URL. So is this. I can't understand why you can't access something that I have double, triple, and now quadruple checked. Forget I even mentioned it. Fuck Pat Benatar, fuck Social Distortion, fuck the Killers. Alright. It's because of this section that a lot of you believe that I have poor musical taste, but what you fail to understand is that it's never been about musical taste. It's about whether you can rock out or not to these songs. And it seems to me that some of these songs are on the list only because the band is popular now, kind of defeating the purpose of the title, Legends of Rock. I can understand people liking different things than me, but why is it if I say I don't like Weezer, I'm suddenly considered the Antichrist? Besides, it wasn't even me saying all of this. What I was showing you was two different sides of the extreme. I thought it was pretty creative for my 5th review, but I guess all satire is thrown out the window when you badmouth Santana. How dare I try to be witty? I'm done arguing soundtracks. You guys can continue to fight about it on the internet.
Guitar Hero On Tour came out the same day, and it's a competent portable rhythm game, but I've noticed if you turn it around, it kinda looks like brass knuckles.
No! It is no secret that I hate Rock Band, and that confuses a lot of people. So let's hurry through the game description so I can start explaining why. In Rock Band, you start out with nothing and play your way to the top. Good and simple. To simulate rocking out, you play on a proprietary plastic guitar and drum set and a Logitech microphone. Match colors and pitch for maximum damage, multiplayer extravaganza, unlockable nothing. I am really impressed by the graphics in this game. It's comparable to the 360 version, right down to that grainy filter, which I thought would require a lot more CPU cycles. There is no character selection in the game, so you can see the same people for the same songs every time you play them. I found that kind of humorous. If they're gonna go that far, why don't they just
They couldn't. They wouldn't. Granny Square.
Yep, every performance is pre-rendered. It ain't all that bad. I mean, DDR's been doing it for years. People prefer to play it on the 360 because they want to give their guitarist 3D glasses or they want their singer to be pedo bear. But consider starting up a game. All the performers have to sign in, and there's usually mass confusion as to who the band leader is. And then somebody sits on a controller or the drummer's hitting pads uncontrollably and you're backed out and you have to start all over. Don't lie to yourself, you've experienced this before. I guess Rock Band on the Wii gets points for just avoiding this altogether. I officially renounced my interest in customizable characters after I played Oblivion. Unexperienced people always ask me, "Hey Storm, you like Guitar Hero 3? Why don't you like Rock Band? Isn't it just Guitar Hero times 4? No, it's not. Let's just get into the explanation. As the title implies, Rock Band is sold as a multiplayer game. So to make this a more realistic review, I've brought on other people to help me. On vocals, we have Ashley Cox. Concerning Rock Band, she says, it is the best rhythm game ever. On drums, we have Jeff. He says, if Rock Band were a hamburger, it would be the A1 peppercorn burger from Red Robin. And of course, I will be on guitar. I say, I find this game to be an ambitious journey into absolute annoyance and failure. Peripherals are my first gripe. This guitar, or rather this piece of plastic that says Fender at the top, is terrible. It's functional, but the strum bar tries to disprove that. A cushioned strum bar is a bad idea. Do you want to know why physical keyboards trump touchpads? It's because of something called Tactile Response. When performing any activity, it's nice to have a little bit of feedback to let you know that you're doing things right. And since this strum bar feels like it's almost free-floating, you've basically got to have superhuman rhythm to master some of these riffs. On the flip side, the drums have too much feedback. These things are loud! Never mind the pads, some people think that hitting the plastic sides will help them score. Oh, and FYI, there's a functioning controller in the middle of the drum set. You don't have to use the drumsticks to navigate. Last is the microphone, and this thing actually works really good. But my complaint isn't there. Instead, it's right here. I try not to be a bad person, so if I was going to bring somebody on camera to help me with a review, I wouldn't insult them. And I'm not just saying that because she's standing right next to me.
Ashley, I think you're a wonderful singer. See, it wasn't that hard.
It's really reminiscent of Karaoke Revolution, another game by Harmonix. I can't really call this game bad because it successfully recreates the karaoke experience. Even the stuff I hate about it. Listening to your friends sing songs that they don't know. And after a while, they figure out that they can just hum into the microphone. I should sing from my diaphragm? No, that's too hard. Look at this. On paper, the idea must have sounded great. Giving players the chance to perform an amazing solo before the song's over? Awesome. But when you put it in the hands of actual consumers, only one thing comes to mind. Everybody solo! Don't lie to yourself, you've experienced this before. It's not fun, it's just random. Maybe I have abandonment issues, but I hate the fact that before every song there's a discussion over who can play on what difficulty. Depending on other people for success has never really worked in the past for me, so why would it work in a video game? And it's incredibly frustrating to fail a song because the drummer needs to be less monkey-like, or those things that looked like hammer-ons weren't actually hammer-ons. When it comes to difficulty, I gotta give Rock Band props. After Guitar Hero 3 Raped and Pillaged, it's nice to see something scaled back a little bit. How easy is it? Well, when I was capturing footage, I borrowed this game on the 360, and I was still able to beat it with a malfunctioning Explorer guitar. It's been proposed that guitar is easier because they gotta find songs suitable for 4 players. Maybe. But I'm thinking, 4-part band, difficult to perform, you gotta put some mindless self-indulgence in there.
And when the chorus is in, ha 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 ha.
It doesn't really matter because in multiplayer it's hard enough because the drummer's always throwing me off. Speaking of which, the learning curve on the drums is so steep you might need spelunking equipment. Last of all, it was overhyped. I think Kotaku said it best with, like looking into the face of God himself. Now if you recall, no, I refuse to acknowledge any validity on that statement. Banging on plastic instruments does not bring you closer to the creator. If you wanted to be proper, these 2 words would have been capitalized and, well, you just wouldn't have said it in the first place. It's not just websites. All my friends loved this game before it even came out. Do you remember my Burnout Paradise review? If I was able to clock 70 hours on that game, then they played a lot of Rock Band. Of course, I was invited, but really, I wasn't. I refused to play around the inebriated. Really, there's nothing I could say that would reverse the opinion of people who already love this game, and odds are you've posted 2 comments already about how big of a douchebag I am. But this is where the review takes an awkward and unexpected turn. After I had bought the game, I played it by myself, and I decided to go through the solo tour because I wanted to unlock the Freeze Pop song. Whoops, what I meant to say is I have no opinion about the song list, and I was just killing time. After a couple of songs, I came to the realization that even if the strum bar is held in place with silicone jelly, I was still enjoying myself. This is the Guitar Hero experience that I have grown to love, which Harmonix did in fact invent. I did try the other positions, but I found myself being just as annoying as everybody else. So, excuse me if this sounds familiar, but I like Rock Band. I just hate people. And that makes me feel really bad, among other things I should be repenting about. But the news isn't all negative. I believe my nephew's learning how to read because of this game.
Say me louder. Well, I kind of have a hang-up about recommending Rock Band, so I'm gonna let Advice Dog do it instead.
Damn, I love whipped cream.